talk about China's more into detail. This national cap-and-trade program to be launched in 2017. I understand 7 regional pilots are already in place. How are they performing?
Yes, for several years, these pilot cities have been working on this cap-and-trade system. So they have gained experiences from the operation. Actually, for example, Shenzhen is the first pilot city to perform this cap-and-trade system or emission trading system. That is for China, because China is really serious about the effect of the climate change on China's economy. And for the central government, of course, China is a huge country, and I would like to have this trial kind of pilot project to gain experience, to see how it works and what kind of rules, mechanism should be established for future operation of this system, because this system, cap-and-trade, has been used by in other countries. It's kind of a common practice. And so far, actually, these cities are very enthusiastic about it. And I've learned that many companies actually are very enthusiastic about it, especially those companies that engage in high tech. So they can trade for this. That means trade opportunities for that. And many companies, even which invest in other countries, for example, in the United States, they would like to come back to China to join this trial system so that they can gain their capital or fund for their projects. And for some countries, for some companies, they can trade for their emission. So China now has identified some key industries for the trial of the cap-and-trade. For example, steel and iron steel, and chemicals, and building materials. And the companies, businesses involved in these industries can join in the cap-and-trade system. So far, it is a success. So now I would like to extend the system to the whole country. So now China will have this national level cap-and-trade system in place in 2017.
Well, one of the thorniest topics between the two countries has been cyber hacking, and I'm really glad to see that some sort of common understanding has been reached by the two leaders. They don't want to politicize, and they want to move forward in controlling the economic espionage, laying out the rules of the road. Tell us, what are actions to be taken at this point?
We know that prior to the summit, there has been a lot of coverage of the debate, discussions on cyber hacking, the issue between China and the United States. And so people began to be concerned about the impact on the general direction of the bilateral relations between the two countries, with the consensus reached during the summit between President Xi Jinping and President Obama. The two countries now have found that they indeed can find a way to solution to these differences. So they agreed to establish senior level dialogue. And actually, ministers from Homeland Security of the United States and the FBI and other national security agencies will join the dialogue mechanism. From the Chinese side, of course, they'll designate a ministerial level official to lead China's team for this dialogue. So the dialogue will be held once at the end of the year, and also twice a year in the future. So there will be a regular mechanism on this. Also, now we'd like to establish a hotline for operations in the future. For example, in a hacking case, and the two countries can use the hotline to communicate with each other for action against the hacking. And also the two countries would like to use the mechanism of dialogue to engage in discussion about international efforts to establish norms for cyberspace. Of course, the two countries have to work with other countries, for example, through the United Nations.
Well, thank you very much for your analysis and insight into these matters.